Hello everyone. I know I was supposed to have made a video for Wednesday of this week, and now it's more like going into Thursday morning. Been going through a lot of things. Just to give you an update, though, I'm still looking for work, of course, and I've been um, phoned in for some interviews here and there, and I'm still, really been facing a lot of rejection. So I guess maybe, that's gonna be might be a struggle for me to kind of get over the rejectionable part as far as finding a job. But I know it just has to be a lot of persistence and determination in me to just keep going and to say, okay, well then this employer, whoever's rejecting me, then they just weren't meant for me. I wasn't meant for them, and I'm changing my perspective about that. It's like, well, okay, I'm not the problem. You know, I presented myself well, did lots of mock interviews, did some practice interviews, with my fiance. We've been practicing back and forth. So I know my speaking skills are not at fault. And I've asked questions because I was always told, you ask questions to let the interviewer know that you're interested. So, you know what? Despite, you know, um, learning tips, and as always, well as many of you guys have given me tips and private message me, I really thank and appreciate all of your tips and prayers above all else. Let me say that I really appreciate all of your prayers, all of your encouragements and tips and everything else on how I can get a job and try not to be frustrated and try to make myself competitive out there. Really appreciate all of your tips, and I just appreciate the love from all of you. It really, I'm very, very, speechless, with your love and support. But I'm just so grateful to all of you. That has private messaged me and told me, hey, keep going. You'll find a job, and I will. It's just all just a matter of time. So, without further ado, um, I remember mentioning in the last video that this video is going to be about entitlement. The entitlement and your narcissist. Have you ever heard these familiar phrases before? Well, me and your father, we raised you. All those sleepless nights when you were a baby and you were sick in the hospital and we thought we might lose you. Um, Maybe something to the extent like, well, when you were 5 years old, you almost lost your eye. You know, you got into some type of freak tragedy where you got your eye almost poked out and almost lost your eye, and your parents always go back to those times when you were a kid and say, well, you remember this and you remember that. Now that I'm good and old, now you owe me. Now you have to take care of me. Does that sound familiar to any of one of you? Or let's just say you hit the lottery. By some ill will, luck, and miracle, you hit the lottery. And all of a sudden, your narc mother and siblings become your best friend all of a sudden. The so-called cockroaches coming out of the woodwork. Well, we're family, we're blood. You're supposed to help. We need your help. You have the money, so we're blood, and your friends aren't blood, so you don't have to take care of them. Even though your friends have been a lot more loving and more devoted to you than your own family, but then your family comes back at you and says, well, you owe us because we're blood. The blood's still running in your veins, is running through ours, so you have to help us. They try to make you feel obligated, you know. Any of those things sound familiar to you? Isn't it funny how your narc mom can just sit there and just pull out all the stops because she feels so entitled because you ran into this so-called fortune. Well, I won't say so-called, but this God-given. Well, I don't know if it's God-given. I guess you could say, okay, it was just unexpected given fortune of winning the lottery. All of a sudden, you have cockroaches coming out the woodwork. Or your narcissistic mother or family finds some ways to try to sue you, so that way they can drain you because they feel so entitled. Well, you know what? There's some other examples I could possibly share. I have a narc sister of mine, the one that wrote me that nasty letter, the one that's such a piece of work, the real loudmouth. She said she's got that mentality that, well, now I know my mother can't refuse to take care of my son, and so my son Jace, because he's such a monster, she can't say no to me. Can't say no to me because I help my mother out with late daddy's VA benefit paperwork and legal stuff, so I'm entitled. She can't say no to me. And I remember my narc mom once told me, she says, well, you know what, I can't say no to her because she's helped me and I forever owe her. So isn't it funny, how this entitlement game is really played with people in a narcissistic family? Oh, believe me, my narc family is by any means no exception. And also, I often wonder if I ever hit it big in the job market and got a real good paying job, now all of a sudden someone in my narc family will say, hey, well, now you gotta take care of mom. She raised you, she brought you on this earth. Do any of you really get the concept of the idea of what entitlement is? It's like they feel like they brought you into this world, and or even someone will say, hey, I went to 20 hours worth of labor bringing you into this world and it almost killed me, now you owe me. Starting to get the picture of what entitlement really, what their sense of entitlement is. And now that you're pretty much grown and on your own and you got your career together and everything else, and now all of a sudden now they fall ill. And now they want you to take care of them because, hey, we're family. My narc mother always pulled that crap about family. And the only time she'll use the word family is only when it benefits her. And my narc sisters are no exception. They would do the same. And, I still haven't changed my mind. If my mother ever were to ever fall ill will, like really sick, or on her deathbed, my mind ain't changed. I'm like, you narc sisters out there, if you really want me to know, and really either way I don't care, but for some reason you got some compelling instinct to tell me, for whatever reason, the only thing I probably would want to do to mom's grave and dad's grave is piss on it. But either way I don't care. I still don't care. And I can give you so many examples of this entitlement stuff. It's like they feel they're so entitled, and they also pull those guilt trips. When they say, well, I done all this for you, I done all that for you, and this to really induce guilt. Really induce guilt to you and really compel you to do it. First of all, because, oh, we're blood and I'm your mother and I brought you in this world and we done this and we sacrificed and we did this and we did that. And now that I'm ill well, now you gotta take care of me. Let me tell you something. I don't owe my narc mother nothing. And neither any of you people out there, you don't owe your narc mother shit. You don't. Even though she'll sit here and tell you stories. Oh, I almost died giving birth to you, or me and your father, we lost sleep for months because you were been so seriously sick we didn't know if he was gonna pull through when you were born, or some crazy shit that they really try to jerk your tear strings, you know, just to get you to do what they want you to do, just to really and use those things as really make you feel guilty and make you feel bad and compel enough that you'll do what they want. And also, I can even recall when my oldest daughter used to live with my narc mother, and she had just only the one kid, and my first grandson, he's now 5, and he would just, she would just sit there and really constantly bother my oldest daughter to death about going down to welfare and getting food stamps, you know, and sit there and say, well, you know what though, her idea was, well, we're entitled to it. Hey, me and your grandpa, we took you in our house and we fed you, and now, you know, now you have to pay back. You owe, now grandpa's gone, everything else, now you owe me. And I can go on and on and on about making examples about entitlement. And I'm sure many of you can really relate to some of the examples that I illustrated here. But you know what though? Like I said, you don't owe your narcissistic mother or father, siblings, or anyone related with your narc family, you don't owe them nothing. That's what the beauty of no contact is. The beauty of no contact, of just cutting yourself away from these narcs and move thousands of miles, where you practically just disappeared like a fart in the wind, you know. Then entitlement would be the least of your worries. But just remember the times as a time of reflection. I mean, reflecting back, thinking about all those tactics that your narcissistic mother has ever done to you to try and make you feel guilty and say, hey, I'm your mother and I'm this. You can go on with this. And, you know, I can go hours and hours of blurting out examples. You know, I mean, I probably have so many examples I could basically write a book. You know, so. But the entitlement thing, you know, and even, you know, some people will even take entitlement even to the way extremes, you know, but keeping on point with your narcissistic mother and or father, or even if they're in that dreaded nursing home and that guilt. I mean, for those of you who are still staying in contact with your narcissistic parents for whatever reason, just imagine all the guilt trips they're laying on you, even right now. Just imagine all the guilt trips. The narcissists always feel like they're always entitled to something. They don't care what you're entitled to, but they only care about what they're entitled to. You're supposed to take care of them, all because they raised you and they put food on your back, and they put food in your stomach and clothing on your back, and they provided you shelter, and they did. What the hell do they want? Do they want a cookie? Do they want an Oreo? Do they want some type of gold medal to be recognized for something that they're supposed to do? Really? They really want a medal. They always want some type of recognition, something that they did for you. And you know what's funny though is that, you know, I'm so glad that I have no contact with my narcissistic mother. I'm very, very happy. Because when you have no contact, the entitlement thing does not apply, you know. But it's more like when you stay in no contact. And I remember in my last video, that's all I spoke about was remaining no contact, you know, with your narcissistic mother and how important that is. It's very important. But I guess I'm just reflecting back to all the guilt trips that my mother has really put me through. You know, and I'm sure there's many of you out there that's really gone through that. Really has. And so I just thought I'd just let you know and emphasize to you, no matter how old you are, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever age, 60s, just remember, you do not owe your narcissistic mother nothing, or father, enabling father, sisters, brothers, relatives. You don't owe them nothing. The only person that you owe anything to is yourself. Because you are entitled to getting yourself together and recovering and overcoming and finding closure of all the narcissistic abuse that your narc mother has put you through. You're entitled to recover. You're entitled to make yourself as whole as possible. Physically, mentally, spiritually. The only entitlement is that you're entitled to finding your own sanity by breaking away from your narcissistic family or mother or whatever your case may be. You're entitled to that. You deserve to be free. So I want all of you all to keep that in mind. I still have not decided when I may want to launch my channel. I might try to maybe launch this channel maybe more sooner than I thought. I remember in the last video I mentioned something about doing another separate channel, separate from my channel of narcissism. So I'll have a second channel. I might start doing some videos maybe for the next couple evenings, and maybe start up a new channel here maybe sometime next week, just to give you all an update. I might end up having the first new video probably uploaded between maybe Monday and Wednesday of next week, so to say. So I'll let all of y'all know. Right now, that's where it stands. I say between Monday and Wednesday of next week, I'll have the first few videos uploaded. And those of you that missed what I announced on the last video, or somehow didn't remember, but the channel that I'm going to create is just, I'm going to be basically talking about a lot of things in life, general things, like, the latest, happenings, like current events in the news, and giving perspective and things about what's going on in this world. I can be talking stuff about becoming your own patient advocate, things in the medical field. I can also be talking stuff about, but I'm still going to keep my narcissism channel separate, just in case you're all wondering. This channel here is not, my narcissism channel is not going to go away. It's going to stay a separate channel from my second channel that I'm going to be developing here relatively pretty soon. So, like I said, I'll be talking about different types of things, and I'll, ask that you would try to subscribe to that channel, and maybe I might, within my next video here on my Narcissism channel, I can give you an announcement of when to check out my new channel, which, like I said, I'm going to try to launch sometime next week. Monday at the earliest, Wednesday at the latest, between job interviews and things like that. So I really enjoy doing my Narcissism channel, and like I said, it's not going away. I assure you, it's not going to go away. It's going to stay put right where it's at. It's just, I like to make other videos, just talking about different perspectives of different things. Like I said, becoming your own patient advocate. I could be talking things about, things that's going on in the world. Maybe responding to maybe some, something that's current. Anything. Just about anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. And like I said, I really want to give each and every one of you, those of you that have really tried to encourage me to keep plucking away at finding another job. And I know my mood's been up and down, and I know that that's normal. So I really appreciate it. I still haven't gotten any more emails out there from anybody as far as like share me their story or any type of suggestions about what they would like to see me do on this channel, any type of subject matters or something go into deeper depth. I haven't received any more emails right now at this point. So and those of you that have newly subscribed to my channel, I really, really thank you, and I really appreciate your subscription, and I appreciate all of your views, and I also welcome you new subscribers with loving and open arms. I really want to give you a very heartfelt welcome to my channel, and like I said, I have a little over 50 videos, and it's going to continue even more and more and more. So I'll be making more videos as I go along here. So I don't know when I'll do the next video as far as my Narcissism channel is concerned. But all I could just say now is stay tuned. So this is Mary Allen signing off. I wish all of you peace, love, and joy. And I also ask that you just stay strong and take care of yourself. Goodbye. Take care.